Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 3DS VC review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX, which if you've never played it before, it's a Zelda game. I personally think it's one of the best Zelda games ever. It's one of my all-time favourites. I play it all the time. I couldn't wait to see it come onto the 3DS because my Game Boy Color broke ages ago and I don't have a Game Boy Advance anymore either, so I couldn't play it then. And, well, now onto the gameplay. It's obviously more SNES style Zelda and NES style rather than obviously a 3D one. So you move over screens. You've got quite a few powers and that in the game and things to do. There's 12 items overall. You get one per dungeon, of which there's 8 dungeons, and then there's a couple items to find, like the boomerang and the shovel, or steel in the shovel's case, because at the end of the day, if you've never played the game before, I don't really want to spoil it, but those who have will know how much fun it is to steal something from the shop and then return. So, if you've not done it, save before you do it, and then have a bit of a laugh. But, for the most part, it's just a Zelda game. You go through, you solve the puzzles, you kill the enemies, you get to the end of the dungeon, you kill the boss, you go on to the next one. You can collect heart pieces, obviously, and extend your life, of which you get a full heart after every dungeon. It's just standard Zelda, really. The thing that I think sets this apart, though, is, well, for the time, it was an original Game Boy game, and to come out with a game as expansive as this, and as huge as it was, that takes hours of play. I mean, even now, it takes us a good, solid few sessions of just sitting down and playing it and immersing into it. Is just a huge feat, really, because at the end of the day, up until this point, really, all the Game Boy games I had could be beat in a couple hours max. So to have something as huge as this, and to have something that was even better than the NES version, and almost as good as the SNES version, just blown us away. Enemy style on the game is excellent. The ocarina makes its debut in this game, and you can learn some songs, one of which teleports you to places. But for the most part, there's nothing really to mention. There are a couple things that are unique to this. There's secret seashells to find, which give you items in the seashell hut, and I believe there's 26 overall, but you only actually need 20 to get all the items on the game. There's medicine rather than potions, which medicine brings you back to life when you die type thing. There's the hook shots on the game. You've got a fire rod, you've got your bow and arrow, of which obviously there's just one arrow type, your Pegasus boot, which I've always loved the Pegasus boot. It's a type of thing that I thought for a while it should have been used in the 3D games, and I do believe it's being used in Skyward Sword. And it just allows you obviously run around sections like this, so when you're just backtracking, it just helps out. But for the most part, as I say, it's just your standard Zelda game. The ocarina allows you to warp, just in case you're thinking it takes you like all over the place and you can use it all the time to cut time off your route. It really can't be. This is where it brings you, which is the medicine hut. So it's a good way of being able to come and get medicine when you need it. Of which obviously you have to pay for it. But other than that, there's nothing I can say about the game. Graphically, it looks fantastic. Because this is the DX version, obviously it's in colour. There's a lot of people complaining that there should have been colour versions of the games, like Donkey Kong 94, or just Donkey Kong, I think it was called over here. I should know, I've got the game, I play the game quite a lot. And because it was mainly designed for the Super Game Boy, a lot of people said that that should have been in colour, and it's a little annoying that it wasn't, but at least this is, and the colour version's better as well, not just because it's in colour, but it adds a new dungeon, which simply allows you to get a red suit or a blue suit, one of which boosts your offense and one of which boosts your defense, so it just depends on what style of gamer you are. Personally, I go with the good old adage of the best defense is a good offense, so I always take the most powerful items and don't really care about if I can only be hit a few times, because at the end of the day, as long as you're good enough to get in there and attack first, it doesn't really matter how many times you can get hit. That's pretty much my philosophy on every game. Story-wise on this game as well, it's quite good, because it's not just your usual cliche of rescue the princess. I can't really see anything, but you're in a shipwreck, you wake up on an island and things just aren't right, and it's really cool. It's the type of thing that when I started watching Lost, it kind of made me think of this game immediately. So the story's good on it, the music's good on it, as I say, the graphics are good on it. It's just an excellent little title. For £5.40 on the 3DS shop is an absolute steal for how much gameplay you're going to get out of it. If you've never played it before, get it immediately. If you have, why the hell haven't you bought it yet and watching this vid? So there we go then. That's been the review. I hope you found it helpful. I don't score the games because that's based purely on opinion, so instead I'll leave you to make your own mind up. So thanks for watching, and if you've got any questions about the game that I didn't answer in the vid or that hasn't been answered in the comments, then feel free to ask and I'll help if I can. Also, if you did find it helpful, don't forget to check out my channel because there's plenty more like this up there, and don't forget to subscribe because there'll be plenty more to come as well. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.